Congressman Bowman, a champion for students, a lifelong educator, a duly elected member of Congress, and a strong black man. He honors the legacy of the many brilliant black men that came before him. A quick history lesson. We are approaching the anniversary of when Joseph Rainey became the first black member of the U.S. House of Representatives in December of 1870. Just like Jamal Bowman, he fought for public education and civil rights, and he had to deal with double standards and racism in Congress. This censure is just the latest in this chamber's racist history of telling black men that they don't belong in Congress. To the black men of this nation, know that you belong everywhere. Jamal Bowman is
time has expired.
Another 30 seconds.
Gentlelady's recognized for an additional 30 seconds.
Him, and I urge my colleagues to vote no on this resolution.
All right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. This is the midweek report, and this is the midweek report news break style. So you know how we are doing this tape. This is a tape delayed broadcast, but hopefully everybody is doing well. Won't be before you long this evening, but wanted to just touch on a few things. But before we do, if you can, as you are coming into this broadcast, please hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and you can also join as well. And when you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded or premieres or is a tape delayed broadcast such as the broadcast you're watching right now. With that being said, if you are on X, make sure to come over to the beatzillapdx official YouTube channel and also subscribe. Thank you very much. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on each and every one of you this evening. We're going to go ahead and get right on into it. So in current events, ladies and gentlemen, we have AIPAC, who has swore and it pledged $100 million. Of course, we know that there's probably way more than that, but $100 million on record anyway, to oust members of the so-called squad, which would be AOC and the other people, the Jaya Powell. Well, she's not really a squad member, but she is kind of one. She's like liberal squad, as they call her. So she's an honorary black member. And then of course you got Ilhan Omar and Jamal Bowman has now seen his termination letter from the people, but first already knew it was put in place by way of AIPAC, which it's very interesting. Like I remember talking about that before on this broadcast about how or when have you ever heard of anybody targeting like black politicians or white ones for that matter, or non-black politicians for that matter, because they didn't like what they said. But AIPAC specifically went after the squad, which are all people of color, some black, some foreign, some Hispanic, some Indian, some Muslim. And it's interesting. No one bats an eye when they're targeted. But the one thing with Bowman in this case, how many years have these folks rode the line for the Clintons? And, Hillary Clinton was a senator of New York. So you would think that she would follow suit and endorse the brother, right? Wrong. No. Hillary came right on in and endorsed the white guy. And that's who AIPAC wanted in there to do their business. So there is the loyalty. Loyal to the party. Blue no matter who. And this is what you got for your vote. And for your service. And for your boot licking, tap dancing BS, Jamal Bowman. And one of the things that with him, this guy's been really, really pro immigration. And that right now is not a winning ticket in America. I guess he was late to the party to figure that one out. But, here's one thing that we are kind of riding with over here. We are #vote no to benign neglect. Why? Because we understand what the situation is with the Democrats. Promise black folks nothing. And so we also understand why you're going to give out billions of dollars while promising us nothing. We're clear in our right minds to know Ukraine is not our responsibility. That's what is pushing more people to voting for the couch versus voting for Joe Biden or voting for Donald Trump. But with that being said, there's another part that came out. And I'm going to go through this little piece here because we got to cover this. So let me get this sound up in here for y'all.
About immigration and how you see immigration,
as you see Simone Sanders, some people say Simone Mammy Sanders. You see her. She's holding a panel with the former head of the RNC, by the way, Michael Steele, who has now since flipped the script and rides now for liberal Democrats, because, that's what check is being cut today. So without further ado, let's hear from these folks.
Asking about immigration and how you see immigration, how in this plan, how you talk about using like the National Guard to deport individuals. Like, what is the, Alicia, and do tell me if I am adequately
people on the interior
summarizing.
specifically.
People on the interior specifically, not people in the border, people within this country.
Well, first of all, we need to close.
Well, if they're in the interior, you mean the people that you were upset that got bused to like Chicago and New York and places like that? What about the people who got flown here and bused here by other religious and nonprofit and amnesty groups that have also aided in these people that need to be deported from within the United States?
The border And secondly, we need to have the biggest mass deportation system ever in the history of America, because it is unjust and illegal and evil that more than 10 million illegal aliens have come to this country. It's imperative that we send those people back, invite them back to come through the legal system. We love immigrants at Heritage, but we also love the rule of law.
So
now, let's see how Simone Sanders responds to such a clear, pointed statement. And let's hear how it's about to get spun.
how do you plan to carry that out?
Well,
are you talking about going door to door? Because that's what I could read from the plan, but I think
the first thing is that there's going to be a lot of self-deportation. The interesting thing, as you no doubt know, is that simply talking about this and beginning to implement a plan, and President Trump deserves a lot of credit for talking about this, causes people to say, I don't want to run the risk of being arrested for doing something illegal. But secondly, there are great plans using the Department of Homeland Security to return these people back to south of the border. The great thing is, even a majority of people on the political left agree with this, because they see the damage that this has done.
Well,
now, with that being said, talking about the damage that has been done, well, that damage has been done solely by one president, and that's Joe Biden, because he reversed all of these laws day one. Day one he got in office. So this is how this crisis began. This is the crisis that he created. And it's really crazy how much we hear other people try to say, well, black folks was voting for Trump and this and that. Ain't nobody going for Trump. We recognize Joe Biden has been a problem for us. He sat there and told black leaders, hey, look, y'all, America is doomed. Not just because of y'all, but because there ain't going to be as many white folks. And y'all better learn how to start working with the Hispanics. Well, there wasn't this plethora of millions of people who came here at the time. So sounds to me that was his agenda being fulfilled. And now with black folks telling you we aren't down with no black and brown coalition, we are not together. Those people look out for their own group's interests. So now so shall we. And here they go. Let's see how Simone is going to try to get him away from talking all of this real. All he had to do was just talk reality and truth. Let's see how she tries to get around it.
Before we go,
I think we want to take a couple more minutes. And so I know we're being called to wrap, but we want to take a few more minutes.
I bet you do.
I'll stay as long as you want.
No. Just ask you real quick. So what do these people do? What are they doing now?
Which people?
The folks, the 11 million, 20 million, whatever you want to deport.
A lot of them are committing crimes like murdering the 12-year-old girl in Houston.
So that's one out of 11 million. What
is
the remaining time of the segment? And
No, sir. No. Let's not say, well, that's one. Remember the college student? So you got the 12-year-old girl, then you got the college student, then you got all these incidents in New York. Let's not forget that. All of these things have taken place. And these folks up, that's one. Stop it. There's news clippings all the time, especially with the Venezuelan gangs. They deep up here. Stop it. And it's your fault.
In Texas, undocumented immigrants were 37.1% less likely to be convicted of a crime.
How would they be convicted of a crime when they just got here? Unchecked. See, what she did is saying convicted of a crime, not committing crimes. See, there's a lot of people right now that aren't convicted. We've seen their mugshots. We've seen videos of them committing crime. So she tried to be real slick there.
Undocumented immigrants, and according to a survey, University of California Riverside study, 33% less likely to be in prison as of 2021. I'm just giving the numbers.
Well, what do you tell the parents of those people, those young girls who were killed? This is
you know, and in this moment, let me just stop here, because you know what white folks do and the other folks do as well. They tell us about the 2 Jewish cats that died in the civil rights. They've done this. Phil Donahue with Badger Farrakhan, with Badger Dr. Khalil Muhammad. So what would you say to the parents of the families right there who lost their ones? And so I guess Farrakhan would have been okay with saying, well, that's not the numbers. Just like they tried to use that today with what's that, Juliana, whatever her name is, who when she came out, why aren't the blacks over here supporting? They must have been raised to be anti-Semitic and all of this crap. Y'all remember that? Yeah, and she was trying to use the whole they've been doing that. So, man, it was 2 dead Jews in civil rights. So that's how all of these people is down with y'all. As a collective, no, we have not seen that at all. So to even push that narrative is false. But for 2 people, they have shoved that down our throat like it's been a coalition when it has not. It's never been evident to be for any of these groups advocating for us like that. Unfortunate that those 2 lost their lives and perished in the cause. However, that was not in large numbers. So to present a false narrative of history and civil rights history, it should be considered a sin anyway. But let's hear some more.
The preponderance of these people, Michael,
what is the
male.
difference between an illegal immigrant who unfortunately engages in that activity?
And we don't like that. I want to be clear. We don't use the term illegal. So undocumented individuals.
They're here illegally, so that makes them illegal.
Anyone else who commits the same crime. Well, I mean, it's so what you
see how they try to change terminology so they can get it to be more humanizing for them to pass laws against black folks.
You're saying is because you have this instance,
by the way, coming out of a black woman's mouth,
of individuals behaving badly, that's a reflection of every individual in that community, and that's just not the case.
No, what is the case is that because
that's funny you would say that, Michael Steele, because when you were the chairman of the Republican Party, and a lot of your Republican Party members would say that about the black community, I didn't remember hearing you coming out saying a word, but now here you are taking up on live television for a group to which you have no tie to, nor would you even have a way to actually substantiate your claims that they're not doing what he said they were doing. So, there's that.
The preponderance.
I mean, what percentage of those people, the 11 million that you want to report? I just want to clarify my question. That's what I'm trying to do. What percentage of those individuals that you want to get rid of, move out of the country, actually commit crimes?
Our analysis in Texas, Georgia, and New York shows that a preponderance.
Let me ask y'all this. In the midst of them talking about black folks attacking Asians, did you hear anybody asking for the legitimate numbers of that truth? Because actually what ended up happening is the legitimate numbers of that truth came out, and you actually had to point the finger at white men, and all of a sudden the anti-Asian hate talk just somehow went away. Guess we're post-Asian hate. So also with the anti-Semitic, I'm trying to remember when anybody in this situation, when you're repeating it over and over and over, there's the rising epidemic of anti-Asian hate, the rising epidemic of anti-Semitism. Okay, where are any of those people to ask about the numbers? I mean, I would ask you when they talk about anti-black hate and anti-black hate crimes on the news, but I can't talk to you about that because they don't talk about that on the news. Think about that.
Hundreds of the illegals who have come in
I don't know what's that number.
Are unattached male, and there are unattached males, and the disproportionate number of them are people who are not even making any attempt to be legal.
But what is that number?
Obviously,
are you
a large
talking
number
10
of them
out of 1,000, or are you talking?
Again, now he wants to know, well, how many are you talking? One is too many. And see, now they're trying to put it in your mind to say, well, let a number, put a number on it. No, mass deportation means everyone who is here illegally. Well, how many people are you saying are having these crimes? See, even he's up here trying to make sure that this illegal immigrant invasion continues.
I'm just trying to get.
Well, I just would say, and if Alicia were sitting here and you could hear her, she would say that you are weaponizing a horrific murder to smear 11 million people.
That is a laughable assertion. What Joe Biden is doing is weaponizing the entire.
Before we let you go, Dr. Roberts, asking about.
And then he goes in and says what Joe Biden is doing, and then she immediately tries to talk past him. Of course she did. Of course she did. But I just want y'all to remember, Jamal Bowman was not endorsed by Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton came out and endorsed the other guy, who AIPAC obviously wanted. In the meantime, Jamal Bowman has actually been towing the line for the Democrats, making good and sure that he sits up here and fights for illegals day in and day out, although that is not a black agenda. And these people can't vote, but yet that's where his mind is, not on his black constituents, but on illegals. And so I guess he had a little rally with him and AOC looking mad crazy. And here's a little snippet of that.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! We're gonna show them who the fuck we are! Bowman! Bowman!
And just like that, the Bowman show is over. So anyone talking about, man, we need to just vote us some representation, somebody that's actually going to get in there and they actually going to do what we need them to do. And see, man, we want something to change. Man, we just got to vote.
How can black people rise up and overcome?
Get out and vote?
That is incorrect. I'm sorry.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Jamal Bowman's out. It's only a matter of time before they make their way in rounds to Cori Bush, AOC, Ilhan Omar, who has sworn her allegiance to Somaliland. I mean, we got these foreign. Here's another thing. So with the legals, they got up here, they're legal, and now they over here advocating for everything else but us. They trying to advocate for their homelands. We don't need to facilitate that when we are not being done right here in our own homeland. This is our homeland, and we are entitled and due reparations, justice, and to be treated as we have built and contributed to this country as no other group on the planet can ever claim. We have a bunch of delusional supremacists out here. And they'll tell you that, oh, well, you guys ain't never built nothing. You guys blah, 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 blah. Most of their families. So when you see these little weird-looking supremacist dudes online, you guys ain't never did nothing, you tell that pale-faced tether that your family fled just like we call these tethers, because that's all they are, is a pale-faced tether too. They coming over here trying to act like their family goes back here to this country. But see, when it comes down to brass tacks, then all of a sudden, well, no, my family was immigrants. Oh, no. See how many people they quickly claim immigrant now? No, my family was from Serbia. My family from Ukraine. My family from this and that. No, nobody said my family was from Mississippi. My family was from Alabama. You don't hear none of them folks telling y'all that, do you? And you had a whole South. Only the people that's still down there. I mean, but outside of that, there's people out west that have family from the South and roots in the Confederacy. And they'll come right out here and be like, yeah, my family came over from Sweden to Germany and blah, blah, blah. No, you didn't. No, you did not. So some of these people are not immigrants. Don't let them lie to you. But moral of the story is.
And a lot of white folk have demonstrated eloquently that they don't have no sense.
So if you can't listen to our great leaders and our great civil rights icons, I don't know what to tell you. One thing I can say is these people know what they're doing. They've long known what they're doing. So just with the, man, hip hop was started 50-50 with Latinos. No, what? And again, you're talking about an art form that stems from real music. So until you can get to the funk and gospel, and there's no way you can mesh that in to some weird calypso jive talk or some, this is what happened back in Mother Africa with the Congo drum. No, it's not. There's a lot of that going around now. And let me tell you can't fake the funk with gospel music. Not to mention, how many of that African music is on 2 and 4? We clap on 2 and 4 here. We're natural 2 and 4 clappers. Listen to that Ethiopian stuff. Everything is 1-3, 1-3. They clapping with the foot. They stomp and clap at the same time. We stomp clap. They stomp and clap. They not like us. Not at all. So for Jamal Bowman, spending all of his time trying to cape for all these other groups, finally gets his wake-up call. All I can say is, brother, you get one of these.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo.
Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? Yeah. So another one bites the dust, rightfully so. Farewell, Jamal Bowman. We'll see. You know, he might turn up on the Griot with Mark Lamar Hill, because I'm sure CNN ain't got no room for him. So we'll see what takes place with this brother here. But with that being said, there might be some folks out there that like, hey, man, I don't understand why you going at these people so much. Man, these people spend all of their time trying to cape for everyone else. This is a black man you looking at. As you see in the beginning video, Ayanna Pressley is over here saying he's a strong black man. He's a strong black man that is too weak to advocate for black folks. In my book, this is all he is.
Buck dancing, shuffling, scratching, bootlicking, bamboozling, Uncle Tom Negro.
And you may disagree. And with that disagreement, I have a question.
Where's your family from?
Because for all of us in the grassroots, we are well aware of what the severity of this issue is. You even see the older generation in places like Chicago being very vocal about everybody, and these Democrats especially, using black votes, using black political power all of these years to turn around and betray the black voter base that has always held down the Democrats by fighting for everyone else, and then flooding the zone of poor black neighborhoods with illegals, and all of a sudden you're finding money to open schools in neighborhoods to where you wouldn't even put new school books in. So that is ultimate betrayal. And so if you cannot understand why we are saying we are voting for the couch, and we should still vote blue no matter who, well, I can honestly speak for myself, Beatzilla PDX official, the Beatzilla PDX official show, those of you in the chat, Black Grassroots, Voices of New Black Media, I think it's safe to say I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed. Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
And with that being said, family, this has been the midweek report. Thank you for tuning in. Please, again, hit that like button. If you're watching on X, make sure you come over to YouTube, the Beatzilla PDX official channel on YouTube. Subscribe. Once you do, hit the notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded or premiering or a tape delayed broadcast like this is right now. And, enjoy what we do here. And if you also want to support even more, you can hit the join button and become a member of this channel and support that way. And so I appreciate all of you. Thank you to the replay gang. Salute to you. Salute to everybody who is tuned in this evening. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on all of you and yours. And with that, stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first. Oh, wait, but no. And before I do that, let me say this. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at beatzillapdx. And you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you want to put some money in the bucket, you can most definitely do so by way of Cash App at $BeatzillapDX. That's Cash App, $BeatzillapDX. Also, we have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And with that being said, stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Peace.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.